What's up, everybody, and welcome to my official tier list, bro. Okay, we're just gonna get right into it. As we can see, I think there's only 3 tiers. I think that lovely Cheeks will have only 2 characters, but they will be shown at the end because they're funny to me. And one, it pains my soul that they are there. I want to go into depth with each character and kind of give like a 1 to 42 list. Or 44. I don't know how many characters there are. My head hurts. So let's just go down the list. Super Saiyan Vegeta, he's one of the bigger ouchies. He's one of the biggest ouchies. A assist is awesome. Prince Vegeta is back. I forget how many frame advantage you have on it, but it is ridiculous. It's very good. Yes, it is a key blast assist, but like any assist, you can always react with 2H, DP, etc. His combos are pretty cool now. He actually has combos that aren't basic staircase vanish, dragon rush. Pray to God that it works. He has stuff with his light kick, his light lariat now. He has stuff with his key blast at a certain height. He also has a dive kick that he can combo with now. It's very, very good, very fun. And I think he belongs in the biggest ouchies. Super Saiyan Goku. So this character is kind of tough. I think he's in decent ouchies. I think he hasn't changed a whole lot. He does have like the light flurry kicks that he has now that he can combo with and loop a little bit with, which is cool. But I think combos were always something that Super Saiyan Goku had over Super Saiyan Vegeta. So I think of these two, Super Saiyan Goku is now worse than Super Saiyan Vegeta. However, Super Saiyan Goku does have really good stuff, right? Like he has the EX punch, which is full screen and tracks an opponent. That's really good. He obviously has a beam and a beam assist, so all the beam changes apply to him. Damage with the new changes, all these characters get added buff, so it's just a lot of good stuff going around. Very good character. Teen Gohan. Biggest ouchies. I don't think there's an argument here. His EX kick, it has a float that you have the option to air dash out of, so you can float over. So a neutral tool is also now a mix-up tool, which is wild in my mind. So you are rewarded either way for landing this. Either landing the hit or landing it and then starting a block string with an assist. I think he's very versatile. He can go in a lot of positions on a team. He obviously excels at point. In my opinion, I don't even know if that's true. I mean, obviously he's really good at point, but I think that he can now fluctuate in all sections of your team, and I think he's really good. And his B assist, Masendan, it's now OD. It's Super Saiyan Vegeta, but not quite. But it's still extremely good. Another key blast assist. Piccolo. Bush. Piccolo is a weird one because he has gotten a lot of changes. But I just think that the changes they don't put him above so many characters enough to put him in the biggest ouchies. A assist, obviously very good. Slightly changed a bit. He has his heavy does he makes the character spin now. It has a different interaction, which allows for a super dash and easier combos, stuff like that. Other than that, his command grab key blast, or his special input, now has armor. So that's another great thing to have that you can just sprinkle on a block string, or if you really want to, I guess do it on wake up or mid block string and just pray to God that you grab him. Krillin. I think Krillin's also really good. I think obviously key blast loops, that's a thing. Beam. One of the best, I think the best beam in the game, just because there's so much versatility. You can hold it in the air, you can charge it up. Solar Flare is an omnidirectional, it's not a DP, but it basically is. Omnidirectional anti-air, really good. Obviously very versatile with supers like Destructo Disc, that hasn't changed at all. Rocks is one of the most cracked assists in the game and has been for a while, changed my mind. Krillin is definitely one of the biggest ouchies. Yamcha. Okay, so Yamcha is an interesting place where I think he could fall on the bottom of biggest ouchies or the top of decent ouchies, and I wouldn't be upset. I'm gonna put him in decent ouchies though, and maybe we can change it later, but I think he's going to end up there just because I think that the versatility of all these other characters I think outshines Yamcha, and there's a lot of, like, Yamcha's normals still aren't that great aside from Heavy, which is a great spark bait. He obviously now he can super dash off his key blast in certain scenarios. His Gale Claws have always been good. has a beam, but the beam's terrible. His damage is still, like, in comparison to all the other characters, not the best. But Yamcha is still a very good character, and I think falls in decent ouchies. Also has a great assist, Yamcha A. Tien Shenhan. If we were ranking anchors, Tien's a really good anchor. Tien has armor on a lot of moves. Pros of Tien. Tien has armor on a lot of moves. He has it on his command grab and his volleyball fist. I think just the medium and the EX assists are really good volleyball assist. Chaozu. Chaozu is funny now because you can cancel him and he just gives like a oh. I was here, but now I'm not. So that's pretty funny. I think his assist has always been pretty good, but I think he just is outshined where he excels. He's kind of like the DBS Broly in a way, where his damage is amazing in certain scenarios, but I think he just is slightly lacking in other areas. Man, I don't even know if we're gonna put him above all these three because I think he's definitely better than these three. Tien. Trunks it is. So I've been playing Trunks a little bit, and I don't know, all these characters I've sprinkled time playing in, but Trunks is my most recent addition, and to be honest, he doesn't feel like, yes, he did get a lot of changes, and I think a lot of the changes were needed. Being able to Ki Blast, Beam, and then Super Dash is awesome. Being able to have an Ender mid-screen or any part of the screen and not have to spend half a bar that he used to do, I think that's also really good and something he really needed. And having a level 3 that's finally can reach, that's probably the biggest one. But honestly, I don't think that makes him OD. And I do think he's better than these other three, though. I don't think he's better than Tien. Hot take. Maybe that's a hot take. Obviously, assists are pretty good. A assist, CTF, always solid assist. Adult Gohan, the adult. Rated M for mature. No, adult Gohan, I think, is obviously really good. He's really good. The game plan of just getting him a level eventually, and then because he's a character now, he can do crazy stuff, I think is really good. The ability to back fist, fast fall, and do combos now is sick. It's really fun. Level 7 Gohan is always a menace. I think that it can't be understated that even before that, Gohan is a problem. Back fist at any point. His normals are really good. He has the 5M of Vegito now. His assist is back again. The DP assist that gives a million years of hit stun. You could go grab a coffee and then confirm your combo. All incorporated into a package that makes him really good. Gotenks, I think also belongs in one of the biggest ouchies. The sheer ability he's a great battery. He's almost at 17 tier where he can cancel all of his special moves in a ridiculous amount. I can think of, was it Wawa? I forget. One of these bigger players that play Gotenks, like just the Ghost Oki is still there. He builds a crap ton of bar. He has great options in neutral. He has great blot strings. His combos last forever when it comes to sparking time. And his assists are pretty cool. I think there's some things that he lacks above these other guys, which is why I think he's below Adult Gohan. Krillin's worse than him. Some are saying Vegeta. Yeah, I think this is better. But I think Gotenks belongs up in the higher end of biggest ouchies. Frieza. I think not much to say here. Frieza has pretty much been... He definitely got a lot of stuff with his medium being skyrocketed to Mars, kind of following the trend of everybody in the game having normals that go from point A on the screen to right up to your opponent's face. I think that he needed that as a guy that wants to play neutral in a game that didn't want to play neutral at all. But now he can be a zoner and kind of be competent with it, like his slow orb that he can kind of travel with. Golden Frieza is a lot more viable now. However, I still think it sucks. Don't do Golden Frieza because there is still a ton of scenarios in which you cannot maintain Golden Frieza. And to me, it's just a waste of 3 bars. And I think that when you have a character that has that option and you can't utilize it to its fullest potential, it makes him much worse, in my opinion. I think Frieza is bottom tier of the decent ouchies, but it's still very good. Cyberman. Need I say more? Cyberman being able to combo with itself is one, yeah, it's obviously good. But I think that just the whole package of Nappa is it's cracked, because if you have him on point, you have 2 assists behind him. Let's just think of some cracked assists. Let's give him a defensive assist, right? He's very versatile. Let's give him Android 18 barrier, right? Okay, you're in the corner. Now you can't mash on Nappa, and he's going to plant a Cyberman. And if you do mash, he's going to punish you because he has barrier assist and is going to sit there and let Cyberman eat a chunk of your health. And he has a DP, he has armor on certain moves, he has great range. I think he has more options. He has very good tag ability with something bomber, where he kind of flicks his hand and then you can raw tag and get somebody in. He's just he's so versatile in comparison to some of these decent ouchies, so I don't think he belongs there. But I don't think he's in the top tier of biggest ouchies. I still think Super Saiyan Vegeta is better. I think Nappa lacks neutral tools, but other than that, it's very good. He is very good. Captain Ginyu. Ginyu's the biggest ouchie. I mean, with all the changes to giving him negative edge on his on the Ginyu Force, to giving him the option after level 3 to choose who his Ginyu, which part of the Ginyu Force he has, lets him set up his set play, which is something that I think he definitely needed, but it definitely skyrockets him in terms of power level. I also think that his B assist giving 2 members of the Ginyu Force is OD, and then that assist also building meter. And whenever you call Ginyu Force as Ginyu, you build meter. I think he's a great battery character. I think that he's going to, if more people played him, I think he'd be like up there. I think that he is severely underrated, and I think he's actually, he's probably better than these 3. I think he's better than these 3. Boosh! Android 18. Android 18 is I think is very scary. I think there's been some talk about there is one thing that I disagree with the majority of people on. I think that the Android 17 call change where you can hold the button, it kind of messes me up sometimes. Maybe that's just me, but I think overall that's supposed to be a buff, and it's pretty good. But she was really good before. She built a ton of bar off barrier. She built a ton of bar off 17. She's a great battery. She's a great shutdown character. EX17. She's one of the few characters that still has level 3 Oki and can makes you hold a 50-50 regardless of what you do. I think she's a great character, great at point, great on anchor, great by herself, great in the mid. She's a great character overall. Definitely top 10 characters in the game. Android 16. I think there's going to be a lot of characters that if they're in a shell, they're really good. Like 16, 17, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is obviously a great shell. That team is awesome, and you can do a lot with the level 7 with Gogeta. But other than that, I think 16 lacks, like, he has a good assist. That's something that's going for him. I think his command grabs are still not the best. You can't do a whole lot with that, even though they are full screen. They are ridiculously fast. I think in comparison to guys like Super Saiyan Vegeta, like, I'd rather fight a 16 than a Piccolo. Him being able to combo into for the birds is hilarious. That's funny. It's not that good. I don't recommend doing it, but you can do that if you so wish. I think his damage is solid. He has I think he has armor on certain moves. I forget, I can test that out, but I just think from playing against him and occasionally playing with him, I just don't think he's on the same power level as the majority of the cast. Cell. I think Cell's really good. I'm torn I'll do positioning later, but I'm torn in comparison to all these other characters where he'll go. But I think the biggest thing for me is the beam changes that everybody got and the buff to them overall. And then, of course, the EX flip. If you don't know, you can TOD with it in a certain scenario, if you know it. But I think that ability to do that and the sheer damage you can get off that, and having that move just be invincible because you can. I think that there is I think that makes him a really good character. I think that he has really cool combos. I think he has really good neutral tools. I think that his command grab is better now that you can combo with it. I think is a little bit quicker. I don't know. I don't remember if they tweaked that, but I believe it's a bit quicker. I think that he excels as a pointer mid. He has doesn't have the greatest round starts, but he can do stuff. Rolling crush, you can adjust the distance that it goes to, and just that Okazemi of being able to EX flip into EX crush, EX rolling crush, or to just that mix up in general is so underappreciated. I think that he definitely deserves that top spot in terms of damage and quality as a character. Majin Buu, mix-up king. So not much to say here. I think Majin Buu, from what I can tell of other players, I played him a little bit, but obviously I'm no Majin Buu player because nobody really is. I just think that he, in terms of quality as a character, if you want something that he does, play Nappa. Play Nappa. He has similar qualities. He has more set play, I guess, but Nappa's the king of resets. Majin Buu is an aspiring prince of resets. And I think Nappa does it better. I think you can obviously build around Majin Buu, but I think that requires a lot of fine tuning in a similar way that playing like Ginyu or Nappa would. But I think that Majin Buu just does it worse and does less damage. He requires more meter. He's very meter hungry. I think that's the biggest knock I have against him, whereas guys like Nappa and Ginyu, they actually build you meter. So that is my opinion on that. Kid Buu, he's cheeks, bro. He's cheeks, bro. So the best tools that he has, I think, are probably his Ki Blast. Ki Blasts are really quick. He can combo with his Kamehameha now, which he finally can be able to do. He lacks damage still in this damage meta. In this damage and neutral meta, I would say that we're in. I feel I'm torn what to call the meta. I think it's going to be like a lot of these top like Android 18, like a certain amount of certain kinds of shells are going to do really well. Android 18, Android 17, Super Saiyan Gogeta, I think could still do extremely well today. But something like Kid Buu, like his command grab only hits in the air. It's you can't even combo off it. It's a waste of bar if you do the EX version. His rolling crush, his combos don't do that much damage in comparison to all these other characters. I think that his Candy Beam, his neutral tools suck. Aside from his Ki Blast, Candy Beam you can combo off it now, but even that combo doesn't do a whole lot of damage. I think that his normals suck. I think that he has a terrible 2H. He obviously has terrible command grabs. He is his best thing is like rolling crush, I guess, where he can use that as a mix up too. And obviously, and hot take, I don't like his assist anymore. I think that Candy whatever his A assist is, the one where it kind of triangles and hits the opponent multiple times. It's very simple to get to. You raw tag, you could do that, I guess. I think raw tag would work in a certain scenario, but guard cancel, very simple. I just don't think that Kid Buu, he has bad assist. He doesn't have great neutral tools. He can't really open up an opponent with that assist, and even then, it's kind of questionable. I don't think he's that good at all. Definitely one of the worst characters in the game. In front of another person. Do I even have to say why? Do I really have to say why? He was pretty good in the previous patch where he had a bunch of his orb options that he could cycle through when you're in the corner. He has great Oki where he can set up an orb and then start mixing you. He has his auto combo, that last hit where he side switches with you as an overhead now and add layer. Mixes still mix, it's built in. Obviously, he still has his loops, he still has crazy damage, and now his level 3 does as much as a Spirit Bomb. Just because it can, why not? Let's just give him more damage, and then when you level 3, it's safe. You can also, it teleports to the opponent. You're just safe. You can, neutral when? Head empty. Why play neutral? Why not play neutral when you could play Beers? Hit. Okay, this is tough. I have notes on pretty much everyone, but hit is left empty, and I think it's because I'm having the same problem that I am now, where I don't know where to put him. So, well, let's discuss a little bit. Hit, I think, has a lot of good things. Obviously, the ability to Okay, no, I've decided he's definitely up here. I think he belongs here just because of the option. Biggest change of being able to cancel stances, right? Being able to EX stance into EX command grab, being able to slide into command grab, being able to slide into time stance, and then be invincible. There's a lot of options there, and I think it unlocks a lot to his game, a lot to his neutral that he lacked. Obviously, his counters aren't that great. Ground counter, buff it, please. But air counter obviously is pretty good. It's pretty good. If you can react, you don't have to worry about super dash. You can always just punish that. And then, of course, the shotgun into level 3 thing where he can just kill you if you mess up and he has 7 bars. I mean, that's a great thing to have as a character, right? Just to have that opportunity to just be like, hey, your health bar, where did it go? A great quality having a character, and I think that's why he belongs here. Goku Black. I'm more scared. Am I more scared of a Piccolo than a Goku Black? I don't think so. I don't think so. Goku Black has a really good mix-up option now where he can. Well, he had one good. So EX instant transmission, right? That's a great mix-up tool when after level 3. But now he can hold it and he can be grounded instead of in the air, which I think really unlocks a lot of things for him because you can EX and then air dash. You can IAD. I think there's a lot of mix-up potential that he didn't have before that now he does, and it unlocks so much more for him. So he would have been in cheeks before, but I think now he's pushed into decent ouchies just because of that. Now that he can open up at opponents and actually get access to his damage. A good character, very good character. Blue Goku. Okay, we're gonna put him right here. I'm less scared of a Blue Goku than Tien simply because I think it requires more skill into. Oh boy, I have to word this carefully. There's a higher ceiling for Blue Goku. Like if you give Blue Goku to a professional and Tien to a professional, I think Blue Goku is going to rock Tien's shit, in my opinion. Just because of the loops that build a lot of bar. I think there's a lot of mix-up opportunities just by himself. I think that he has really good reversals. He has a great command grab. He has the funny button of I have medium. What the key blast do? And I just think that's really funny. And it makes him pretty good. I think I might drop him below Trunks because I think Trunks has more tools than Blue Goku does overall. So I've been playing this character along with another character since I started playing, which is when UI was released. And obviously I played UI since I started. And Blue Vegeta finally got his shine, right? Big Bang Attack is crazy. EX on a scale of 1 to 10. Just having that be invincible is ridiculous. I think that it's a great neutral tool. Big Bang is a great neutral tool. It's great in combos now. It does mad damage. It builds mad meter. Blue Vegeta does crazy damage by himself, just unscaled raw stuff. I think that it unlocks a lot for Blue Vegeta, and I think that now EX Kick goes full screen because why? They just wanted to feel this way, I guess. Blue Vegeta is extremely good. I think he's above Gotenks, and I think it's almost arguable him over 18. I think I'm gonna put him over 18. 18's a great meter builder, I would say, but Blue Vegeta kinda does that a little bit by himself, and he has the chunk of the hefty damage to boot. With additionally great options in neutral, great options of mix-up, great combos, great normals, great all around. I think I'm more scared of a blue Vegeta than a Teen Gohan or an Adult Gohan right now. Android 21. So yeah, I think she's still good. I think she's okay, we're gonna put her put her above Tien. I think she another character that kind of falls with Tien, where I think that they could on a certain day, if I felt the type of way, I would switch them. between tiers, but I think Android 21 belongs in a decent ouchie, just because I think she, obviously she has great Oki, she has great mix-up, she has great neutral tools, her key lasts are great, she has EX Orb, which is awesome, her steals are really good in certain scenarios. I think that her level 3 Oki, her along with Android 18, one of the few people that still have that, and her damage is really good. I think she's a great versatile character. I just think that these other characters, they excel more than her, simply. I just think that a lot of these characters would beat her in, if we were to clone myself, if I were to learn all of these characters equally, and I had 3 Android 21s and I had 3 Blue Vegetas, they're like, it's no diff. Adios. Okay, Bardock. Bardock belongs in the bottom of decent ouchies. He belongs in the bottom of decent ouchies. I think that he did get some cool stuff off of medium Rekka. Whatchamacallit? Medium punch, the one that goes in the air. I think that those loops are cool, but I think it doesn't change the fact that his best tool is a lariat, his EX and light respectively. But other than that, I think he lacks mix-up. I think that he lacks damage. I think that he really needs assists behind him for him to be able to open up an opponent at all. Obviously, he has good staggers, right? But if you're just blocking the staggers, Bardock can't really mix you up. His assists are cool. They're cool. He has cool assists. So I just think overall he's like the character where before this patch he was like average. He was the baseline. Like if you were to ask me last patch, like what character would you want to learn? Should I learn first? If I'm just picking up the game, learn Bardock, because you can learn everything with Bardock and then take it over to another character. But now I think Bardock is just really bad. I just think he's really bad compared to these other guys. He's still obviously in the all these characters are good in my opinion. Every one of them is playable. I just think in comparison to the other characters, Bardock is one of the worst. Z Bully. Okay, we gotta do some switching around. This Beerus thing is really getting me shook. I'm more scared. A Beerus can mix you to oblivion. Beerus is getting shifted. Z Bully. I mean, need I say anything? Everything he has so far, he got more with EX Lariat. Just EX Choo-Choo being able to combo off that in the corner because he needed it. The sheer damage that he can do, that he was already able to do before, he can do more of it now. I think that he obviously really wants a meter. So I think that there's a catch to that, because I don't think he's the best anchor anymore. I think base Goku is, just because of the Spirit Bomb versatility it has now. But I think that Z-Bully is still very valid as an anchor. He's still a very good character. I just think that he is somewhere at the end of the biggest ouchies. He's no longer the king anymore. So I hear the comments saying Vegito A assist got shot, which it did. He no longer has the most broken assist in the game. However, he still has ridiculous mediums. He still has the meter nerf, sure. He still has ridiculous normals. His 2L now is a low. Why? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. He has a command grab, kind of, with his, if you hold his counter, it can command grab. Why? Because it was funny, I guess. And then everything that was before is still unchanged. He still has ridiculous movement with air EX legs. He still has great combo potential. He still can absolutely destroy you if you spark with him and then you let him have the meter gain back, because that meter nerf only applies when he doesn't have spark. So if he's sparked up, he is getting all that meter. And he is doing ridiculous Vegito things that you could do before. He still has, obviously, level 3 Vanish, and then you have the left-right mix or a high-low mix with Spirit Sword or IAD Spirit Sword. There's a lot of options with him. And I think that he, despite being nerfed, is still in the top echelon. Zamasu. So I actually think that Zamasu is slightly... I'm more scared of Yamcha than Zamasu. Zamasu has really good, I think he has really good normals, right? His 2L got a small buff where it goes a little farther. He has the buff to his lightning of absolution, where he can do it quicker. It's sped up, so you can do it after as like a smash property in the corner after heavy And then you can combo with that. That's pretty cool. I think that he has the Piccolo issue of wanting a lot of damage, but the thing that Piccolo has that Zamasu doesn't, Piccolo doesn't have a meter nerf. Zamasu has a meter nerf, and I think it hurts him a lot. So I think that the meter nerf to Zamasu, I don't think, in my opinion, wasn't earned. I think Zamasu did a lot of damage, but I think that the big thing that Zamasu still has, he still has quarter circle forward S, right? He still has that. He can still fly. You can still play him the same way that you did before. You just can't do as much of it with Blades of Absolution. You can't cycle opponents, which I think is a good thing. But it still makes him worse than the rest of the cast in that aspect. Base Goku. I'm more scared of him than Ginyu. I'm gonna say no. I think that base Goku, the whole shtick with him is that the Spirit Bomb is quicker now, so it does a lot more damage, which I think makes him more versatile than he was before, where I think he was kind of not in a great place, but he still has good neutral tools. He still has obviously Kaioken times 20 into Kaioken times 20 to Kamehameha into Spirit Bomb. Another insta-kill, kind of like Hit and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or even Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta is also another character who can do that. Only the only three characters that can just do that with a few inputs, which I think is ridiculous. But obviously Air 2M, not the greatest in neutral anymore, because of how much recovery there is to that move. It makes it not that good. Kamehameha is okay. He does have a command grab. It's not the quickest, but it's there. He does have really good reversals. He does have cool combos. He does excel as an anchor and is really good at it. I think he's the king of comebacks. I think he is the best anchor in the game. And I think that if it's me, if I'm gonna play an anchor and I'm like, man, I want to learn one, it's gonna be Base Goku, because he's so versatile and unlocks so much things for your other characters. Very good. Base Vegeta. I think he's fallen, man. I think the Prince has fallen. He has great neutral, right? He has that neutral, but I think the big thing with Super Saiyan Vegeta, or not Super Saiyan, the big thing with Base Vegeta is that you really need to be good at neutral. You need killer reactions. You need to know the buttons, when to push them, because you can, at the right times, fill the screen with Ki Blast, and you could like make yourself look like you're the best neutral character in the game, even though you're not anymore. It's baby. It's baby. But I still think like the addition to give him a level 4 was really cool. I think that his damage is obviously really good. I just think that there are better point characters now than him, because he's a lot harder than these other point characters like Teen Gohan, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Blue Vegeta, Krillin, Android 18. All these other characters are a lot easier and give more value for committing to them more than Base Vegeta, in my opinion. Cooler. I'm torn with Cooler. Cooler, I think he has cool options, but to be honest, I don't. Whenever I play him, I'm not that fearful of him. The best thing he's got, what does he have? He does have a DP. He does have a DP. He has a beam, so that's pretty cool. He has cool combos now, I guess. He has pretty good normals. But I just don't think mix-up is not a thing I worry with him on. I don't worry about damage with him. If I'm fighting a Cooler, I have almost as much fear as I do like against a Majin Buu, Bardock, or a Kid Buu. Like I have no fear. At least in comparison to like a Beerus or a Vegito, I have an exclamation bar above my head. That is why I believe Cooler is there. Android 17. So much to say about this guy. The new addition to his Rekkas being able to. The biggest complaint that Android 17 players would probably run into, even though it's like whatever. Like, oh no, you're the worst character in the game. Android 17 was really good before, and now he's just better. Like, he's the rich get richer. He with his Rekkas, if you ever barriered and did the EX orb thing, where he would react or counter, you can now Rekka out of that to make it safe, which before you couldn't. So now he just has a tool that can make him safe and keep up his block string, and then make his block string safe, and then just backdash out and go back to neutral. To me, that's cracked. The ability to have a Rekka system that you can make safe and be able to reset neutral with. And DBFZ I think is really good because now you can reset neutral, go back and have assist, and now you're back at no risk, right? Especially with the shell of like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta 16, you're chilling. Jiren. So not a lot to say on Jiren. A lot of the stuff that has happened to him hasn't changed. He does mad damage. Mad damage. All of his counters are great, especially EX and then quarter circle back S, right? Those are all great counters. Obviously, you can react to the special one in certain scenarios. Raw level 3, 2H, Vanish, stuff like that. Obviously, you can do that, but I think the majority of the time, it's not the most reactable, and I think you're going to catch a lot of people with it. He does mad damage. His combos are mad easy, and they don't require a lot if you know what you're doing. I think Jiren has a very high damage ceiling and is one of the best characters in the game at being able to mix you up, at being able to kill you with damage, and being able to react to you with counters. And I think that makes him extremely good. Videl. So Videl is tough to rank for me because of the whole change with her auto combo, which I think, in my personal opinion, is a buff and lands her like here. Krillin, Videl, Krillin, Videl, Krillin, Videl. Videl. Whoa. Relax, Krillin. Videl. I think Videl is, I just think that ability to be able to auto combo at any time and you have mix up. I think that's, and you have a tick throw, I mean. I think that's great. I think that unlocks. She had really good damage before. She had a good combo route. She had a good scaling. She had good Oki. I just think that there's a lot of things that she does well. The only thing, obviously, her reflect. That's the biggest complaint for her. Honestly, if she had a reflect, probably the top, like in the top 10. Maybe that's a hot take, but I don't care. Okay, GT Goku. Y'all are gonna laugh. I think GT Goku's the best character in the game again. I think that just that ability to, that reverse Kamehameha is so good. Having it be invincible, there are so many things, being able to skip neutral. And you can see a theme with a lot of these characters. A lot of them can skip neutral in certain ways. GT Goku has the most reliable way of skipping neutral. Compared to like Super Saiyan Vegeta, he can skip it with EX legs. He can skip it by command grabbing at a certain range. Teen Gohan, same thing. He can EX kick. Adult Gohan, certain scenarios. Yep, you can back fist and you can back fist legs and then you're back to into a block string if you're like level 5, level 7. Android 18, barrier, who cares about neutral? I'ma just sit here. Build bar, Jiren, counter, why'd you hit me? But like GT Goku can just at any point say, hey, I'm in there. I see your neutral and I raise you a reverse Kamehameha and spark. To me, that's just like, that's irrefutably better. That's the best thing in the game. Like skipping neutral and being able to just do whatever you want. It allows you to play the game differently in such a way that it makes all these other characters look bad. And then obviously it loses to some stuff, right? Like raw level 3, it's going to lose to in certain scenarios. There's a plethora of options that will beat it, right? But you could say that about any of these other characters. However, I think reverse Kamehameha is probably, even though it's you can punish it, it requires the most resources and it requires a reaction. And to me, that makes him the best character in the game. Along with all of his damage, along with all of his mix-ups, along with all of his good normals, good buffs overall that he's had over the years. He's gone from the best and became the best again, in my opinion. Janembro is just out of the biggest ouchies tier. Janemba hasn't gone a lot. I know the French really like him, oui baguette, but the pros is that he has a pretty good assist in his A assist. He's good normals with his heavy, with his down heavy, with his mediums. His buttons are pretty good. He has a good auto combo that side switches. And now that last hit I think is a low. When his tail slams down before he goes behind you, it's a low. So that's a cool change, but I think that Janemba He lacks meter gain, obviously, because meter nerf. He lacks... I think he does really good damage. I think he has really good mix-ups. But I think all these other characters, they do what Janemba does, but better. I think that's pretty much what we can boil it down to. Janemba can do everything that these other characters do. Everybody up here, they can. Janemba does what they do. They just don't do it. He just doesn't do it as well as they do. Super Saiyan Gogeta. So Gogeta pretty much. This is kind of the unfortunate thing where they. This is my thing with Bandai. They nerf the fusions, right? And at the time, you're like, okay, finally, we can go back to a new game of DBFZ and not have to see Gogeta, Vegito, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Gogeta, Vegito, lab coat. Like, you don't need to play fusions to be good anymore at that time. Now, it's back to like, okay, everybody's on the same tier and everybody feels like a fusion now. This is just me. This is why I don't like the game. Everybody feels like a fusion, and it doesn't feel fair whether you win, whether you lose. So to me, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna play it casually because everybody, like, this game is OD. I don't know why it's this way. It's kind of cracked, man. It's kind of cracked. But I think Blue Gogeta belongs here just because of his sheer damage. I think he's a good anchor now. I think that he had good assist. He still has really good mix-up. A lot of the things that these fusions haven't changed aside from the meter nerf. And I think that does do stuff, but in the long con of things, if you have a spark, you can now just throw a Gogeta, throw a Vegito, throw a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in, and be able to still have all of the resources to utilize them to their fullest potential as long as you have that spark, which Dragon Ball FighterZ is encouraging you to use that spark later anyways. So a sparking Gogeta still is probably the most terrifying thing to me right now. And that's why he belongs there. Broly. Like, overarching theme of the game, I think that Broly is, like, not that great, right? Like, he's pretty cool. I think he belongs somewhere here. I do think he's a better anchor than Tien. So I think Broly he's a good ouchie, like, right? He excels the most at damage, I think more so than a lot of characters in the game. Or more so than any characters in the game because of the buff to his no shirt, to the buff to sparking damage, obviously, to the buff to limit break, the buff to limit break. I think all of those kind of compose Broly into like an anchor that is very unbeatable. And I think that even though I hate Broly, and I hate the concept of Broly, I still think that he is not the best character. And even though he beats me 9 times out of 10, I think that he is not that great. I just need to get better at dodging command grabs. Kefla. So Kefla, to me, is... we're going to put it right there. I think Kefla is scarier than Piccolo just because of the combo rush she has now. She has and the buff to teleport in that respective area where now she can corner carry, and she does decent damage now. Her level 3 is still trash. IMO, she doesn't have the greatest Oki, she doesn't have the greatest mix-up. They're all very reactable. I think that Kefla lacks a lot of stuff that these other characters have. I think she's a good character, and I think that she's very playable, but you really need to kind of hone your skills with her a lot more than these other characters. And I think she lacks amazing neutral tools. She can't cancel neutral like a lot of these characters can. Roshi. Another character that's like kind of cool, IMO. Yeah, I think he's better than Frieza. I actually think Cooler's better than Frieza. What am I doing? I think Roshi kind of... It's a difficulty thing, yes, sure, because of the no super dash thing. But I also think that he lands in this tier of like, he does damage, right? But I don't think he doesn't have great mix-up tools. He has a lot of buttons that don't do a lot, frankly. There's a lot of buttons that are just kind of mid at best. And I think that that's okay, you can have those, but that overall will make Roshi not that great. His B assist is still there, like it exists. He has good assists. I don't think they're bad anymore. But I think that why would you play Roshi and make the game harder for yourself when you could play Blue Vegeta, you know? And I think that's what a lot of people do, and I think that's why he's not played that much, because he doesn't have a big incentive for you to play him, other than Mafuba. Baby. I think Baby is one of the scariest characters in the game. He is the best at neutral, in my opinion. I think he has the greatest utility. I think when he's alone, he can even do stuff as long as the character's dead on the opponent's side. The ability to have an assist at all times, as long as that's the case, is really good. I think his level 3s, he does really good damage. He has a great option with Monkey, where he can just DP super. That's a really good option. He has really good Ki Blast. He has really good loops. He has really good damage with beam into down heavy into beam into super dash. He has really good options, and he's really good Oki, and he can really shut people out of the games just by himself. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He's still a problem, guys. The Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is one of those another fusion that is like, okay, he kind of skirted under that meter nerf. He got like a lighter version of it, right? He kind of skirted under this like fusion meta, even though he was played with a shell a lot. He skirted under this new patch where he didn't get a whole lot, but he has a lot of funny stuff now where he can just when he just mashes, like, he can mash it forever. You'll never win a clash with Gogeta. He has his counter, you can super dash off now, or well, not his counter, his command grab, you can super dash off now. So he has a comboable command grab that's unreactable. He skips neutral, obviously, with medium fist. He skips neutral with EX fist. He has great mix-up options with Ki Blast, with IAD. He's the only character that alone without meter, or without a bar like without a level like Adult Gohan. He's the only character that can do 2 air dashes at any time. That mix-up is crazy. It's crazy that he's the only one that gets that. There are so many things that Gogeta does better than the rest of the cast, and he does it extremely well. And he has the most tools, this is my opinion, he has the most tools that are the most effective out of everybody in the cast. He's the biggest, greatest all-rounder. And then, of course, level 7. Irrefutably, I think, the thing that makes him the most iconic. With that shell of Super Saiyan, or Android 17, having Android 16, or like another assist. I'm trying to think. I think you could probably do like a hit C, Super Saiyan Vegeta A, Teen Gohan B, something like that. It's just that ability to get all those, to combo Spark, get all of those levels, and then raw level 3 and just alt control alt delete a character because you breathed on him is crazy to me. Lab Coat. So not gonna lie, that might be a hot take. Lab Coat, I'm not as fearful of Lab Coat anymore. I think she's still good, right? She can still debuff. That's still very good. Still very good. She still has Barrier, obviously another good tool. She still has good level 3. She has great combo potential. She's really good at mix-up. She has good stuff. But I think that the nerfs to her really caught up to her. Even though she got that beam change of being able to combo with that, she's a little easier to play, but I still think that she is not the greatest character anymore. She has definitely been nerfed effectively, and that is the best compliment I can give Bandai. The moment we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst character in the game. You know what? Hold on. There, I fixed it. UI Goku is so bad, and nobody talks about it. I think he was really bad even before these patches, even when I was playing him. I just think that the online environment in COVID really kind of jolted everybody's reactions to UI, because he had a lot of stuff that offline you could react to. His command grab was not that great. He had a DP, but even at that time, that DP you could do a lot of damage with it, but it wasn't as effective as like a Teen Gohan, an Adult Gohan, a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Like, not a great DP in comparison to those characters. And now it's not even a DP anymore. 22S is no longer a DP. It is just, I think, an anti-air. Don't quote me on that. I think it's just an anti-air. His counters don't even counter if you're doing it right. If you counter an assist, yes, you're most likely safe unless the opponent reacts. But even with his level 1 counter, you can 2H it, right? In what universe should you be able to counter a counter with a 2H? That makes no sense to me. You can counter a counter by 2H'ing. You can raw level 3 and just control alt delete UI Goku. You can crouch. Dude, his 6H is the only, like, if you hit him, you're not plus as UI. You're not plus if you counter. And it does no damage. There's no benefit to using 6H other than to look cool. And even if you do happen to look cool, what's your punish option? Let's say they use an assist. Let's say they use Cell Assist and they're Blue Vegeta. I'm scared of a Big Bang attack coming out because I'm not plus technically. Unless, of course, Big Bang is used and then he does a Cell and then you react with 6H and then you can punish that. There are scenarios where 6H will work, but majority of the time 6H is not going to work and it is a terrible tool. Do not use it. His medium is really bad, just his standing medium. It's one of the few options that you can't, like, you have to commit to that button. It's really bad. Command grab, also really bad. The best thing he's got now is his quarter circle back EX, the eyes. That's his best thing, is that he can do that twice and then make it. He doesn't even make it safe. It is not safe. You can still punish that. His recovery option. A lot of people, I've heard this from friends of mine where they're like, but his recovery option is busted. Block it. It is not hard. UI is very simple to play against, honestly. I look at this cast, I am the least worried about a UI. Because I know what's going to happen. They're going to try to 6H if they're a scrub, right? They're going to 6H and probably get like a combo or two. But they're going to do no damage because UI does no damage anymore. They're going to have a terrible ender. Well, that's a lie. Actually, UI has a pretty good ender. And it gives you a knockdown. But even then, UI doesn't have any good Oki. Level 3 Oki, he doesn't have it because he resets you full screen, which is terrible for UI because UI loses full screen battles in neutral 9 times out of 10. UI Goku is a terrible character and is definitely the worst character in the game, irrefutably. Terrible beam, terrible ki blast, terrible command grab. Flippy Thippies are cool, I guess. That's pretty cool. Even his quarter circle forward on the ground, square, triangle, and circle, all of those are like, okay. The light is really bad. EX is really bad. It doesn't even go as far as the medium version. Medium version is probably the best. It's a little slow, but you might catch people. But that is why UI Goku is the worst character in the game. Let me refine this tier list a little bit quick. Okay, so I only made one change. I brought Videl up from biggest ouchies to decent ouchies. I guess the reason for that is because these other 4 characters I think outshine her. Well, here's the tier list. Comment below your opinion. I want to hear what people think, man. I think that this is this might be a scorcher for some people, but I want to hear something you would change and who you think. Tell me, comment below who you think is the biggest snub here. Who do you think deserves to be much higher or much lower? Love y'all. God bless.